Good evening, everyone. Today, I will be presenting our project. The title is Vulnerability Assessment and Penetration Testing. I'm from PBL RKS 614. This project is part of our project-based learning course where we apply real cybersecurity assessment technique on live application. Before we start, let me introduce our team. So, our project manager Mr. Hamdani Arif, and this project team consists of Fiza Clarandi, Muhammad Asin Nobel, and Abdul Rifki Irwansyah. Together, we work at collaborative plan to execute and document this security assessment. All right, next. So, what exactly is this project about? In this project, the system we tested and analyzed is web-based application. Specifically, the website app.servicecycle.id is a real live application, which made our finding especially meaningful. The method we use through this project is called vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Our workflow followed by three main steps. Number first is testing the web application. Second, performing the actual penetration testing. And third, complying our report vulnerability assessment findings that could be used by application owner to improve their security posture. All right, next. Now let's talk about our overall methodology. So our project follows the FAB method, and specifically we implemented by a five-phase methodology recognized by the XC Council, a globally respected cybersecurity certification body. Those five phases are information gathering, scanning, discovery, exploitation, and finally reporting. Each phase built on the previous one, moving from phases recognized. All the way the actionable remediation goes. Let's work through what we found in each stage. This slide gives an overview of our presentation phase, which visually maps out how we progress from gathering basic information about the target to scanning its infrastructure to discovering actual vulnerabilities and eventually simulating exploitation scenarios. This structured approach ensured that our testing was systematic and not random or hot. Next. Before diving into technical detail, this slide summarizes the output we produced from this project. A full vulnerability assessment report, evidence of hiding finding, and recommendation that the development team behind app.servicecycle.id can use to patch the issue. Okay, next. Let's begin with our first patch information gathering. We're using a tool called WAFWOOF. We check whether the target application was protected by a web application firewall or WAF. So our finding was that no WAF was detected on the target is actually a significant rise. Because a WAF normally acts as filtering layer that blocks malicious requests before they even reach the server. Without it, the server is directly exposed to incoming traffic, which increases the risk of successful attack since there are no additional protection mechanisms in front of the application. Next, we continue gathering more contextual information about the target so as exhausting information and technology stack which help us to plan to next phase of scanning more effectively. So, moving to our second phase. So we use Nmap to perform a self-report detection scan. The results of the port HC used for HTTP and port 443 used for HTTPS were both open. Meanwhile, ports 808080 and 8443 commonly used for proxy and alternative HTTP service. I will filter away also confirmed that no WAF or CDN was in front of the server, meaning the server was directly accessible. The IP address is 202.10.43.146 referenced in as lookup confirmed that the server was hosted by on Rumah Web, a share hosting environment with useful context. Since shared hosting can sometimes mean servers together tenant on the same server. Scanning progress. Still within the scanning phase, we used the tool called ISCO Booster No to perform directly but browsing, which help discover hidden or unlisted endpoint on the web server. We found several accessible endpoint returning a status 200, including tags like contact, forgot password, login register, robot.txt, term and privacy policy. However, the most notable finding here was the both cPanel and control panel were accessible. This is concerning because it indicates export hosting admin panel patch, essentially an entry point to the server control panel at chat ideally should not be easily discoverable by outside. Next, we performed automated vulnerability scanning using OWASP Top 10. A widely used security testing tool. This can refer for major issues. First, missing security headers. The target lacks content security policy anti-hijacking, protection, and STS header. Second, information disclosure. The server exposes internal details through the export by HTTP header, which can help attack identify the technology stack being used there. With increased there is persistent checking and for potential cross-site scripting or XSS, we found user-controllable HTML elements that could potentially be exploited to inject malicious scripts. Next, now we move into our third-phase discovery of vulnerability, where we manually dug deeper into the exploitable flaw. The first and the most critical vulnerability we found is either by simply modifying the physical ID parameter in the URL, change it from our own account ID, which was 41 to another user ID, which was 40. The server returned that other user physical data without validating where we actually owned it. As evidence when we access to edit endpoint for physical.id. For 40, while log is under owner physical 40, the server happily returned Toyota Avanza data, including its plate number is registration year, none of which belong to us. This means any authenticated user could be potentially view and even editing data belonging to other users. This is a serious privacy and data integrity risk. So next, the second vulnerability is we identified is hijacking. We found the login and dashboard endpoints and read as medium severity. Using this browser and custom HTML page, we discovered the application does not implementation X-frame option or content security policy frame ancestor headers. Because of this missing protection, the website can be embedded inside an frame on external. Attacker control domain. This open the door to hijacking attacks, where user could be triggered into hijacking on hidden or distributed elements, potentially performing unintended action without ever realizing what actually happening underneath. So so looking ahead, our next step in diversity is threefold. Number one is exploitation. We plan to simulate real attack scenario to demonstrate the actual tangible impact to vulnerability we discover while being careful not damage the production environment. Second risk is assessment will assess how much risk a finding actually pose the organization. And third, report generation. We will documentation all of our test results clearly in way that's understandable for both technical teams and management. Next, this slide show our project logbook documenting our progress, activities, and timeline throughout the course of this assessment, providing transparency into how our team work from week to week. So, and that's brought to end of and that brings us to end of our presentation. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.